Well, hello everyone. I know that there are other live streams right now, but I'm doing meal prep, and I thought, I know everything is chaotic, and I was like, there's no way. I'm just not going to be able to record and break stuff up and go and edit a video and then still get it released today. So I thought, even if people have to have other obligations, you can come back and do replay. And in the meantime, I can share my meal prep this morning and also my meal one because I'm hungry. So that's just what I'm going to eat now, anyways. And let's just see how it goes. It's maybe a little bit chaotic. I'm a little bit scatterbrained because I'm extra excited for getting a new cat today. So, yeah, so that's another reason. That's why my time is going to be a little bit occupied. But just so you are aware, what I'm doing today is, you know how I love to use KetoChow meal replacements? And recently they made two soups, which are, and the baked potato, amazing. Hey, good morning, Gigi. Nice to see you. So, and I made a recipe using the baked potato. I made a nice loaded baked potato using daikon radish, but we haven't used the mushroom. And as it turns out, I have a ton of mushrooms right now. So I know that people have been making cream of mushroom soup and beef stroganoff, which, by the way, I'm making a beef stroganoff on Sunday, but it's not a KetoChow recipe. So today we're going to make chicken fricassee. Sounds fancy, right? Very French. And it is a French dish. And my butter is getting very brown, which is good. What I've got in my skillet is 1 tablespoon of bacon grease and 4 tablespoons of butter. And we have chicken thighs with the skin on. And that's what we're going to do. And hello, air frying auntie. Welcome. It's excellent to see you. It's very early for you, so yeah. I'm extra happy to see you, even though I bet you are tired. I might have more chicken thighs than I can fit in the pan, and that's okay. Which, by the way, it's next to impossible to buy boneless chicken thighs with the skin on. Let's see. One more. So I had too many thighs. Carefully, I'm just going to move this to behind me on the stove, and I'll cook those after breakfast. So, all right, so that's easy, right? Butter and bacon grease. Let's see what's going on here in the chat. Hey, good morning, Rocky Mountain Girl. Let's see. Oh, and air frying Andrew, feeling okay. Didn't sleep well, but you had a nice shower. You had a giant box of baking soda. Yeah. Do you need anything else from the store? You can Instacart it for like fast, quick delivery. Or I don't know if you guys have, if you Instacart or shipped in your area, or even maybe Prime Now. Although Prime Now, I find, gets very questionable. So while our chicken thighs simmer away and braise up, I'm going to tell you the other ingredients I have. A ton of mushrooms. Now, it's probably nicer if you take the time and effort to like slice them up all pretty. But I'm a slapper chopper and I'm lazy. And so mine are nice big chunky mushrooms. So, and I don't even know how much. It's 2 of the large containers split in half. I used white button and portobello. So, and my 2 containers are split in 2. I have this bowl and then a second bowl over here, and I'll tell you about this. Then I have a yellow onion sliced, so I use the mandolin, so you can see nice thin slices. I have minced garlic. Most recipes ask for 2. You guys know me by now. I used 5. Flat leaf parsley, sometimes called Italian parsley. A little bit of salt and pepper. Apple cider vinegar, gelatin that I have bloomed, so you can see it's already here and bouncy. I have chicken stock, and then more chicken stock, and that is because we're going to do like we've done in the past few soups, and that is blend. So that's an important thing here. Let's see what we got here. Oh, let's see. Yeah. Oh, Air Fryer Annie's going to go out after she's off work at 10. Air Fryer Annie says she loves the slapper chopper thing. You know, honestly, for stuff like this, mushrooms, or if you've got little chunks of pepper, it does not take the force that some of the other things do. And I'm just going to tell you, I would still be here slicing mushrooms for like the next 2 hours if I hadn't chopped them like that. And instead, it only took me like 5 minutes to go through the 2 big containers. When I say big containers, let me show you what I mean. Because yes, I have more for Sunday, this size. So 1 pound, 8 ounces. Oops, I'm gonna need this. I have, just check the skin. Not quite ready to flip yet. So, but so you were gonna get the skin nice and crispy, flip it over to finish cooking, and then we'll set it aside. So, I'm excited, you guys. It's all I can think of is my new cat today. It's a sleek little black void cat. Air Fryer says that's a lot of mushrooms. Yeah, it sure is. So, in addition to this chicken fricassee, oh, I also forgot to tell you I have heavy cream, 3/4 cup. The other thing I'm going to do after this is I've got a second packet of the cream of mushroom, and I have like 7 slices of thick sliced bacon. So I'm going to clean my skillet out, and then I will be making a cream of mushroom soup. So I'm excited for that, but I figure bacon and mushrooms, how can you go wrong, right? So that's so this week for meal prep, we're going to have chicken fricassee. We're going to have our beef stroganoff and our cream of mushroom soup. All mushrooms this week because, well, we have a lot. And the reason we have so many mushrooms, just so you know, I originally only ordered 2 containers. Portobello and I originally ordered cremini and a white button, but for whatever reason, but for whatever reason with the mushrooms, I wound up with 4 containers of those baby portobellos. Hey Cindy, nice to see you. Yeah, I know it's hard. It was hard for me to make myself go live, but I knew that people can watch the replay on my dinky little channel and participate in Dustin's live. So I'm not too worried about it, but this was literally, I just had time constraints. Sometimes conflicts are unavoidable, even as much as we prefer not to have them. Double check my chicken here. So, I mean, in an ideal world, we would never overlap each other, but it's not always an ideal world. So we do what we can. I'm going to start flipping some of these chicken. So getting nice and golden. Actually, I think I'm actually going to just shuffle some of it around so that you get more surface. Because some are more cooked than, are more crispy than others. That is the way of not quite ready to be 100% flipped yet. So we do what we can. A nice. Go right there. Gotta get the skins crispy, right? That's the important thing. So let's see. Oh, Cindy says replays are available for all. It's no problem at all. Yeah, nice. Yeah, like I said, I just try not to like overlap with other, mostly because I want to be watching the other live streams. But sometimes it is what it is. And I knew this was going to be a pain because I had to cook fries, and I thought, man, it'll be like 10 little recordings busted up, and it'll take me hours to edit. And I just don't have it this weekend. Because not in addition to getting my new little cat, my team is doing a deployment this weekend. And since I'm new to the team, I'll be honest, their morale was a little bit low after all of the layoffs we've had at work. And I get it, me too. But the other thing I know is that they need to be supported. And by and large, sometimes project managers are not as sensitive to the fact that their teams are doing all of this work. And they're just left to fend for themselves if something goes awry. And I was like, I'm never going to do that to you guys. If something goes wrong and you need a manager from somewhere else, or you need to call a vendor, or you need to pay me, and I'll go and take care of those impediments, and you work on the issue. But hopefully what happens is everything goes like super smooth, and we just have like a couple friendly chats, and I show them some pictures of the new cat, and everybody goes and enjoys the Super Bowl Sunday afternoon. That's what we want. And that's what we were able to do while they were testing. So, by the way, oh my gosh, my coffee. It's been so just right the last few days that I am like blown away with how nice it is. I've got it. It's the Costco Mexican Chiapas beans, which I enjoy anyways, but sometimes it can be a bit sturdy. And we've got it just right. I love when that happens. All right, let's give these thighs another look here. I love the smell of the chicken. Yeah, now they're looking nice. So, I was telling you guys about I had to debone these because I was told that in our household, people don't like having the chicken on the bone. But I do. But in order for everybody to be able to enjoy the meal, it's off me a little. In order for, let me just move down a little. In order for everybody to enjoy it, I went ahead and deboned the thighs. You guys, what a pain in the backside. I know that the internet and like butchers and cooks and stuff are like, oh, deboning chicken's easy. Let me tell you, I find it difficult because I don't practice it a lot. I would pay a good amount of money for a butcher to leave the skin on my thighs and then, but remove the bone. Cindy Demanchi says she's loving the baked potato and cream of mushroom KetoChow flavors. They're really good. Oh, and Airfry 90 says she'll be right back. Her coffee's done. Hey, good morning, Brenda. So, yeah, I'm excited for all of those things. By the way, if you don't know, Cindy also has a YouTube channel, so that's another channel you can check out. They have a lot of sit and chats with guest speakers and all of that good stuff. So, let's see. All right, so I mentioned we're going to blend. Maybe while this chicken is frying, we'll get that out of the way. I need a spoon. I'm going to pop my bloomed gelatin in here. And just so you know, I'm not going to talk about it right now because I just want us to kind of have like a nice Saturday morning doing our meal prep. But Sunday evening, if you come to Coffee Talk, we're going to talk about why I use gelatin all the time. And especially if we're making dishes where we're using, we're making a fatty, creamy sauce that requires a couple different flavor layers. So, and you'll say like, Maitreya, aren't you going to put no fat or cream or anything in that KetoChow? Just stock. And I'm like, that's correct, because all my fat is sizzling away off of these chicken thighs. I had butter, lots and lots of butter, and bacon grease. There is a lot of fat in there. So no worries. And then we're going to add heavy cream. There's fat. So the fat doesn't have to go in the blended mixture to be effective and useful. Okay, so maybe I don't smell it right out of the pocket. It doesn't smell bad, but it didn't, I don't know what I was thinking it would smell like, but I'll be more excited to eat it and taste the flavor after it's all actually cooked. I don't know why I smell protein cup. I smell everything because why not? So what's everybody doing this weekend? For Annie, I know you get out of work soon and you're getting your coffee. So when you get back, what is the rest of your plan for the weekend? And what about you, Cindy? Going out somewhere? The weather is like absolutely gorgeous here. A little overcast today, but the temperature, it's all the way still here in Columbus. It's 54 degrees. Like, man, I could put some shorts on like my crazy neighbor. I'm not going to, but I could. So let's see. We give it a little shake. All right, blending time. Dyson's gonna freak out for a minute. All right, I'm alerted, and the blending is done, so you can calm down. He's not calming down, you guys, so they'll be barking for a second. Every time, like clockwork, you know, it's just his way. You know what? Before I add this to the sauce, let's do it, you guys. I'm just curious. I know that it's not ready and it's cold, but it reminds me of the canned soup. So hey, that means it's going to be really good for recipes, right? So. I'm going to flip this once more. It takes a long time to cook chicken. I mean, it's actually probably not that long, but it feels like it to me because I'm impatient. Slide on these smaller pieces. Just give it that one little extra bit of frying. Make sure my skin is delightful. It's almost there. We'll be taking this off here pretty quick. It's a couple more minutes maybe. Oh, okay. More good mornings to Brenda. Our friend Annie, yes, that was Dyson. You know how he hates everything. So no to blending, no, don't leave the fridge open too long. And also when your watches beep. So here it is. Let's see. Oh goodness. Oh yeah. Our friend Amy said, just so you guys know, like so one of the kind people where she works tried to be helpful and they shampooed the carpets, only they use Fabulosa, which is not designed for textiles. So the scent became very overwhelming. Yeah, I'm not on board with that because I am very sensitive to a lot of scents. And I love Fabulosa for its intended purpose. Oh my God, I think I would keel over if I used it in the carpet. The smell. So, and she says she's got a bit of wheezing and still needs her inhaler. So just terrible. Oh, also less exciting than my coffee. We got some water. I don't know what that is, Air Frying Auntie. Air Frying Auntie put an emoji, but I can't tell what it is on the screen. I think I can. You guys, I'm going to test this. Oh, look. So, but now I don't know how to make it go away. Oh, check it out. Guys, I told you, I'll get the handle of this StreamYard eventually. For someone who is a tech person, I don't know why this is ridiculous for me. But yeah, how exciting. I see now that there's a little button. Oh, yeah, air fryer says the smell is still super strong. I'm so sorry to do that. That's just, it's still not cool. They definitely, I'm going to check this big one. Not quite, almost. Give them a little more, another flip. It's definitely coming together. Oops, nice chicken skin there. So, anyways, I forgot what I was talking about. So we've working on the new convention. Oh yeah, convention's upcoming. KetoPalooza in October. So ticket sales are moving right along. And on top of that, I did put, if you are just so you know, like I am unofficial. It's not a KetoPalooza sponsored event. This is strictly a Radical Geek fun time thing because I like to drive in the mornings and I like to go to bed early and I like extra time to unwind and relax and do things. I go to a KetoPalooza a day early, and I know quite a lot of other people do as well. So at KetoPalooza, I'll be there at Thursday, and once I get checked in, I will get my room all put away and set up. I'm going to put out some charcuteries. I'll make a big giant pot of coffee. We'll have some sparkling waters. We can make some tea. And I thought since there's no Patreons anymore, so we're not having a Patreon dinner, so I thought it would be nice. I'm just going to open my room up to people who show up on Thursday evening so that we can all like kibitz and like hang out and all that fun stuff. All right. Let's see which the biggest guy. Are we there? We sure are. So let me set this out. We're just going to take our thighs now and put them to the side. Running out of room on my plate here. So grease is getting too excited. Step back a little. Don't burn yourself when you're frying with butter. And we're going to make it even more wild here. So we're just going to give it a second. I'm getting a message, so let me check here with what's going on. Oh. Okay, so that was from Attila, who was being super nice because since we're getting the new cat, we realized that it has to be isolated in my office for a week. We don't know a lot about its health, so there's a lot of things that have to happen to bring it into our household. And we've got a vet appointment for it next Saturday, so it's going to be isolated. And I was like, you know what? Just in case, we want to make sure that we don't use the same carrier that we use for our other cat. Plus, also, Valius is going to get his toenails done. So we definitely, boy, the grease was like absolutely wild. I turned it down, and then I put my cold onions in, expecting it to be insane, and it was not. But, whew, goodness gracious. I'm going to have to mop the floor because the grease was so exuberant. But we get our onions going and also our mushrooms. They both have to cook down. And it will take a bit for these mushrooms to cook down because look how many there are. So, but they're going to soak up all that chicken grease, the butter, and everything else that's in there. And it's just going to be so, so lovely. So really, really great flavor. Uh, and it smells nice. At this point, also, I'm going to sprinkle my salt and pepper so that we can mix that in. It's not a lot, just a little, because the keto chow is flavorful, the butter is flavorful, the parsley at the end, the onions and garlic, everything is nice. You just need a light little sprinkle of salt and pepper. It feels like, you know, I often complain about people not using seasoning, but this is an exception to the rule. We're going to have a lot of stuff in here that are adding to the flavor profile. So that is why we're just using salt and pepper as opposed to like the 9 million other things I would normally be putting in. I'm actually just going to go ahead and pour my apple cider vinegar into this chicken broth. I really only had it separate because I was telling you guys all the ingredients. Oh, Air Fried Annie says that Maitreya, oh, that's me, that she, myself, Sharon, and Sarah will be Thursday arrivers to KPL. 243 days. Nice. Let's see. Oh, Air Fried Annie says she hasn't needed her inhaler in years, so thankfully she keeps it up to date. Yeah. I also keep an inhaler up to date. I don't need it very often anymore, but when I need it, I need it. So things like that. I just want to like dive into these mushrooms and onions now. They smell so good. I don't know about you guys, but I love the smell of onions cooking. Like, it's probably my favorite. But I hope that you can see how the mushrooms are shrinking up already. That's why I wasn't too worried. And even though we're going to put the chicken back in here to simmer away a little bit. And like I said, to an extent, because this is taking some time while we chatter here, while I chatter here, it's taking time. Nothing here is hard. Fancy French dish? Whatever. Now, just so you're aware, chicken fricassee often has carrots, but I hate carrots. The only time I like carrots is if it's in a carrot cake. So I don't use carrots. If you wanted to, at the end, another common thing to add in would be green beans or asparagus. And you would put those at the end because they only need like a couple minutes to cook. If you want. I personally decided that I was in the mood for mushrooms. And so I went all in on the mushrooms. I have some Brussels sprouts that I almost cut up to put in here. And at the last minute, I was like, no, I don't want it. I just want this nice, lovely, delightful mushroom. The other thing is we have the gelatin and the KetoChow. That's our thickener in here. If you look up other chicken fricassee recipes, you'll note that they use flour to thicken. And obviously, I eat a ketogenic lifestyle, so I don't use flour. Plus, I have celiac, which means I definitely don't use flour. I have to find alternatives. There are recipes for gluten-free that use almond meal or almond flour, which is technically just a finer grain of finer grind of almond meal. People use rice flour, tapioca starch, cornstarch slurries. And ultimately, over time, I have found that I don't need that. And actually, the reduction of cream or even a little blob of cream cheese is a pleasant texture for me. So I'm good with that. So just a little food for thought there. Everything is coming together, and you can see how the mushrooms are cooking down, and they're releasing their broth. So we're getting that mushroom, a little bit of that mushroom water, which doesn't sound nice, but it is part of the flavor profile you want in the fricassee. That's what blends so nicely with the chicken stock. I'm just waiting another minute or so for these onions to soften. And another live stream. I see Ready Set Keto has just gone live. So also lovely Ohio people. But I'm just cooking away, you guys. It's 10 o'clock and I'm ready for my meal. Come on. So, oh, we're just getting there. It's almost there. Mm-mm-mm. And I think you can see basically so far the mushrooms have come down by about half in volume. I've still got a couple onions here that are not translucent, so a couple more minutes. And I don't know if I can show you, but yeah, so now we've got probably about a cup and a half of mushroom liquid here. And again, that comes from the mushrooms absorb up the fat. Mushrooms can be very spongy and they hold a lot of water. So what was I saying? Yeah, so they hold a lot of water. So as you cook them, they suck in the fat flavor profile and then release some of the fat and all of the water. And that's what gives them a nice eating texture, but also is why their broth is so delicious and tasty. You're basically getting a mushroom broth here. Let's see. And I am actually making mine extra saucy because we love sauce in this household. So there you go. We love sauce. And like I said, again, you'll find that all these soups that I've made have like a lot of real similarities to them, especially when it comes to the gelatin and the blending and all of that stuff. So I just wanted you guys to know, soups are so easy. And fancy dishes that sound scary, fricassee can sound scary, but you can see even modifying it here for ketogenics, very, very easy. I've just added my broth and my vinegar. So that little piece of mushroom tried to escape. So now we just let this come up to temperature. And then we're going to have to do a couple things here. Nothing too major, but God, I'm so hungry and it smells so good. I can hardly wait, you guys. Also, my garlic can go in now too because now that I've got the broth in, it won't burn. Excellent. However, now I've got garlic juice on my finger, so hang tight for a second while I do my hands a quick wash. I don't know if it matters that I got garlic on my fingers, but never hurts to do an extra hand wash anyways, right? My paper towels are stuck in here a little bit because it's a brand new roll, and the roll is a little bit larger than, I don't know what you call it, the roller thing that would put that on. Anyways, you know what I'm saying. And I want you to know that apple cider vinegar is giving it a little bit of a punchiness. So I did put all of the ingredients, and you just basically scale them to whatever quantity you need. I know that's the nice thing. Everything is flexible. There's not exact measurements. This is home cooking, not sciencey pastry school. So very flexible. But I did put that if you are someone who can have wine in your foods, you would reduce the apple cider vinegar and reduce the amount of stock and use a white wine. I would say a sauvignon blanc would be the right profile. And that would bring it. But instead, what I did was I used all chicken stock and then did an increase of my vinegar. And instead of white wine vinegar and white wine, I just used my apple cider vinegar. And I have North Coast, which is an organic raw vinegar. So it has the mother in it, and it's a kind of a punchier apple cider vinegar. So it's really adding that nice, it's helping the mushrooms develop that umami that they are famous for. And we are getting closer, you guys. We're going to do a couple things here. let's mix in our KetoChow broth, which, by the way, I don't know if you can see how thick just that is sitting here. And Attila has just come home, so may or may not be barking, but I'll send some hellos his way. Oops. Also, when you're cooking, don't get vigorously stirring and slop it all over your counter. That's not a thing that you should do, but it happens. All right, so we're gonna just mix this in. And there you go, Dyson greeting people at the door. He is a barky little dog this morning. I mean, always, but he likes to be extra. All right, so we're gonna bring this up, and I know you can see there's still things that have to happen here, right? But we're almost there. It will be a bit before it thickens up because it has to cool. My watch is going nuts with notifications today. I don't know what's going on, but absolutely insane. Oh yeah. So what I was telling you guys is with the cat, since we don't know her health or anything about her really, we didn't want to use the same carrier that we use for our other cats. So we were going to get one of those temporary carriers, little cardboard ones that they have at the pet stores. But evidently, Attila said they ran out, so we had to buy a whole new carrier. I kind of feel bad about that. Maybe we should have just used a cardboard box, but honestly, we've needed a new carrier anyway, so that's a nice thing. The story about this cat is that we have a friend, and they were where they are. The house in their neighborhood got swatted. They don't know any of the information about it or anything like that, and we're not going to worry about it because it's irrelevant. Where the relevancy comes in is that then there was this one little sleek cat left behind after everybody was taken away, and cops had tore everything up, and it was, poor little cat. And so she took the cat in, but she already has 5 cats. And this little cat is having a struggle in her house with her 5 cats who are bigger, older, and have opinions. And since we lost Xanthus a couple years ago, and then we just recently lost Butter, it's taken a lot of time for us to come around to the idea of another cat. And we almost thought maybe we don't want to introduce another cat, but it felt like the universe was telling us to take it. So we're going to do everything we can. I've promised my friend that to give it at least a full month to try and integrate her into the household and see that she'll do well with the other animals, etc., etc. So here's wishing for luck. And she is a sleek little black cat. So, we'll fatten her up in no time because we are those people. All right, I'm going to take my broth here, a little bit of it, and I need to get a fork. I guess it doesn't have to be a fork, but I want to bring some of this broth over and make sure that my cream is up to temperature. And that is just so that we don't make the sauce accidentally separate as we add in the cream. This is a process called tempering, especially because there's the acid in the sauce. So we want to make sure that we don't break the sauce, and we want to keep it nice and creamy. So, and the way that happens is as you bring the sauce over, you bring the broth over, and you warm up the cream. That's going to help it all blend together without any kind of separation or curdling, and the emulsification properties of the gelatin to help with that fat, because you've got fat on fat. So here we go. That's looking pretty good. So here we go, you guys. We are almost done, and then I can let you go and enjoy your weekend. So, you guys, I could almost just dump this into a bowl and eat it as is. It smells so good. All right, let's go ahead and get our cream in. And we're just going to do, now that we've brought it up with this, we're going to do it a little bit at a time and incorporate it slowly. You don't even, because even though you've brought it up to temperature and hopefully you had it sitting out a little bit beforehand like I did, so it wasn't ice cold from the fridge, you still want to do it a little at a time to make sure that everything emulsifies properly. If you add too much, it's going to vary the temperature of the stuff in the pan, and then you're going to wind up separating things. Oh, Air Fry Nanny says she hopes it works out. She sounds sweet. Yeah. So, you know, I think that's how you get cats, though. To me, that's the perfect way. That's how you find them. They find you. You know, Almond was a trash can cat. Balius was an unintended cat. A friend of ours had a lot of kittens, and we went to dinner at their house, and we were hoping to play with the kittens, of course, but that was not the intention to bring a cat home, but we did. And so we have Balius. So, you know, and Butter, you know, even though he's passed away, when we got him, oh, you guys, the story of Butter. So, my kid has a biological parent, and they went to have some time with that biological parent, and a cat had kittens, and one of those kittens was left out on a log to die in the sun. Now, you know, that's a nature thing. It happens. There was probably something wrong with them. And my kid, being a little teeny tot that they were, picked that little baby up, brought it in, and I don't know what it was feeding to the cat, but convinced that biological parent to go buy cat sip at the pet store and all of that kind of stuff, and didn't tell me any of this was going on. And then at the end of the visit said, oh, by the way, they're bringing a cat home. And I was like, what? So, but, and I got mad, and we kind of had like some angry discussions about it. But as it turned out, then he said the horrible things like, honestly, I'm sorry, I thought the kitten, I had no idea. I didn't think it would survive because it was in such poor condition, and we don't really know anything about rescue. So, but it did survive, and so yes, you have an animal. I guess in his backwards way, he thought that they were going to have to teach the hard life lesson about the circle of life. And instead, we have a cat that lived with us for, you know, double-digit years. But, and he survived. He was such a survivor because when we had him neutered, they did something wrong. And so he had some inside parts on the outside of the cat. So he had to have an extra surgery. What a champ, you know. And then, of course, you know, the diabetes got him. Real shame there. All right. We are getting there. This creamy chicken fricassee is looking so delightful. A little bit of that mushroomy goodness that was in the bottom of the cream. All right, let's see. Well, you guys are quiet today. I'm just like chattering away like to myself, but I know you're listening, and I can see that there are people on the stream, so I appreciate that. But I'm still looking forward to hearing more about your shenanigans. I know there have to be some. Now, I will tell you that right now, while this is the first round of cooking, it looks thin, and it'll be thin for this first serving I'm going to do, but it will thicken up with time. Not the herb, the actual, like on a watch time. It's a good thing that the dishwasher's empty. I'm going to fill it up with all my dirty dishes and run it. I have to do 2 loads today. But that's what meal prep day is like. And then later in the week, Now we just add our chicken in here to simmer in the sauce a little bit. Oh God, it just smells so good. Oh. So here we go. And you do want to put the chicken back in and let it simmer for a little bit, even though it is like it's cooked. It's just, it helps with the flavor profile and everything coming together. When you turn the temperature down so it doesn't curdle anything. And this is our chicken fricassee, you all. The little garlic bits are floating around in here, looking yummy. Like I said, we like a lot of sauce. I went too low. There we go. And this is our chicken fricassee. And now we just have one last thing. Finish it off with this Italian or flat leaf parsley. Give it another bit of a stir here to let that infuse. And while there are times when, again, dried herbs are fine, in this particular instant, I encourage you to use the fresh. It has a nicer flavor profile that shows up, that gets very muted in this particular dish. Oh, Brenda is doing some quilting. I think quilting is super cool. And it's outside my skill set, so it's even, more fascinating to me. I am trying to up my sewing skills a little bit because I can hand sew like a champ, but my machine sewing is sort of poor. So I'm looking to enhance that skill, get some lessons and improve that so that I can, save some time really, but also do some more intricate things that are highly challenging. So, all right, let's dish it up. You guys, I am ravenous. So there's my caulirice, you guys. Normally chicken fricassee is served over like rice or potatoes or noodles. Rice is the most common. And now we're just going to get in here and get me some good mushrooms and oniony sauce. The chicken's in the way, but I don't care. All right, and let me just shut this off. And I'll bring this so you guys can see chicken fricassee up close. And then, of course, we'll taste it. And you can see how nice and lovely and glossy the sauce is. And normally I have my meal one at like 7, and it's all the way now 10:15. Oh, it's going down. I'm just saying. All right, let's see. I'm telling you, KetoChow knocked it out of the park with these soups. And I was a big fan of the savory chicken beforehand, but let me just tell you, it's bumped up a level. Oh yeah. Wow. So there you go, guys. Now you can cook a nice little French dish, chicken fricassee. So I hope you are having an amazing weekend. Thank you for joining me. I am going to go make short work of this dish, and I will see you guys later. And you have a lovely day. I'll talk to you all tomorrow on a coffee talk where we're going to make beef stroganoff. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.